A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, almost 20 years before the appearance of Galaxy's Edge, Star Wars came to Walt Disney World. Stay tuned for some exclusive footage from my own personal archive of Star Wars Weekends 2001. Hi everyone and welcome to the show. This week I've got some exciting footage that I took during Star Wars Weekends of 2001, an event held at what was then known as Disney MGM Studios, which of course you know is now Disney Hollywood Studios. I went over the history of the event in my previous videos. You can check them out by clicking somewhere around here or there. Go check it out, you might enjoy Star Wars Weekends 2000. Today's video features an extended look at some of the characters in the parks, footage from a celebrity motorcade, and a special double interview with Warwick Davis, who's best known for portraying Wicket the Ewok in Return of the Jedi, and the original Boba Fett actor Jeremy Bulloch. As an extra special treat, we get to sit in on their handprint ceremony for the park. This video was recorded on May 18th, 2001, just 2 years after the premiere of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and a whole year before the appearance of Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Warwick Davis was fresh off shooting his scenes for the upcoming very first Harry Potter movie, which he talks about in the video. And Jeremy Bulloch discusses why it would be inappropriate for him to play Boba Fett in the prequels. Okay, let's get on to the movie. I hope you enjoy this very special presentation of Star Wars Weekends 2001, featuring the Bounty Hunter and the Ewok.
My name is Don. I'll be your host for a conversation with two very special guest stars. Right now they're making their way up Hollywood Boulevard in the Legends of the Forces motorcade. They're going to stop right here at the stage. We'll have a conversation. We need some questions from you. We have our Star Wars team out there in the black shirts. They have some cards and a marker. If you have a question for Warwick Davis or Jeremy Bulloch, get that question on that card. Welcome to Star Wars Weekend! special guest stars to the Star Wars weekend, Warwick Davis and Jeremy Bulloch. Come on, let's hear for them. You got it. Welcome both of you here to Walt Disney World. Warwick, I understand you just got off the plane and we whisked you into a car and you're right here.
Absolutely, yes. I was filming yesterday and I was straight on a plane after shooting and managed to get here, and I'm glad I did because it's fantastic.
Well, it's a pleasure and honor to have you here for Star Wars Weekends. You, I know you did, I think it was the first year?
That's right, yeah, 4 years ago I was last here, and since then, of course, I did episode 1 as well. So,
that's right.
Yeah.
Actually played 3 separate roles.
That's right, yes. I appeared as a character called Wold, who is the young Rhodian character, a bit like Greedo. I was also Weasel, who, if you look very carefully at the pod race, it looks a bit like Willow is watching the pod race.
Right.
And then there's one more character. You very briefly see me. I kind of look like an Arabic kind of character, walking with a very tall guy through the streets of Mos Espa.
And you also filled in as the Master Jedi.
That's right. I was Yoda for one day. They needed Yoda to walk, and so they made me a little Yoda outfit and the proper stick and everything, and I performed Yoda, which was fabulous fun. It was really great. But it was quite funny because they only had a limited amount of time for the shot. They wanted the shot to last 15 seconds, and in that time, Yoda had to walk off of the ship with the Jedi Council and go over to be greeted by Queen Amidala. And on that day, Rick McCallum, the producer, was directing the shot, and he said, "Right, Warwick, you've got 15 seconds. We need you from the ship to the Queen." And so I said, "Okay, I'll give it a go." And I was doing my best Yoda walk at the time. I was sort of like this, like see, like that. That was my Yoda impression. I don't know why I was doing the voice, you see, because the camera was miles away and nobody would have heard. But anyway, after that take, Rick said, "No, Warwick, it's too long. You're only halfway there. Do it again." So I was going a bit quicker. Like this, and he said, "No, it's still too long. You're nowhere near." And I said, "Well, Rick, I can't go any faster. Have you ever seen Yoda sprint?" He doesn't do it. So
terrific story. Nice to have you here. And of course, Jeremy Bulloch, a veteran for Star Wars Weekends and Disney. What do you think attracts so many fans to Star Wars Weekends?
Probably Warwick Davis, I would think. Well, no, this is, I think. The thing about the Star Wars, it is a fairy tale. I don't think it's science fiction. And everybody from any age grows up with a fairy tale. You have the princess, you have Prince Charming, you have the wicked giant, which is Darth Vader. Are you a friend of Warwick's? This is actually quite... I don't really like Ewoks. We don't get on together. Bounty hunters and Ewoks, and this is the only time you'll ever see us sitting together. It's extraordinary, isn't it?
Kindling a friendship.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, tell me now, for Boba Fett, when you fell into that role with George Lucas, was there a history that he told you about with Boba Fett?
Not really. I mean, when I was lucky enough to get it, I did fit the suit, so that's the first thing. As lucky as an actor, if you fit the shoes and the suit, you've almost got it. And they just said, "Look, Jeremy, it's going to be 2 or 3 days, and you know, it's not very big, but thank you for coming along." And little did I know all these years later that how little I had on screen that the character's become so popular. And I think really mainly is because, number one, the costume does look terrific, and there is a mystery about Boba Fett that people try to find out, but they don't want to find out. So that's what makes him so popular, I think.
And for you, Warwick, how did you first find out, or how did you get cast for the role in Return of the Jedi?
I was casted as Ewok purely by luck. I was 11 years old, I was at school, and there was a radio commercial, and they were asking for short people to be in the new Star Wars movie. My mum knew I was a huge fan of the movies, so she called the studio up, and they said, "Well, bring Warwick in, we'd love to meet him." And as soon as they met me, they sent me off to be measured up for an Ewok costume, and a few days later I found myself shooting the village scenes back in England at Elstree Studios. And it was while we were filming there that they picked me out as one of about 6 or so short actors from Britain to go to America and do the filming in the Redwood Forests. And it was while we were shooting out there that I was given the role as Wicket, the Ewok, and then played the scene with Carrie Fisher in the Forest of Endor when I find her after she's crashed a speeder bike.
But George, you were playing the background scene, and George said there's something special. He's doing exactly what I need for an Ewok. and he chose you. Now, what characteristics and mannerisms did you draw from?
Well, I mean, I saw Wicket as being a young Ewok, very much like myself, and I felt that he would find curiosity in many things. For example, when R2-D2 was brought to the village, he's never seen anything quite like that before. All he's seen is things made of wood and trees and organic things, and this was something very different. So I just really drew upon things that my pet dog used to do. When he heard a strange sound, he would tilt his head from side to side inquisitively, so I used some of that. And just found fascination in things that were different, and I guess that's what really appealed to George. And I was kind of very natural with it. I wasn't overly conscious of what I was doing as such, so I think that kind of naturalness came through in the character and through the suit.
And Jeremy, for you as Boba Fett, you had to come up with some other character mannerisms because in Empire Strikes Back, you played another role.
Yes, well, that was one of those days where a lot was happening, and I was sitting around in my Boba Fett outfit, reading the soccer results. The team was losing again, and they suddenly said, "Jeremy, would you mind, quick, go into wardrobe, get an Imperial officer's outfit on, and we're doing another scene." I said, "Well, look, don't ask questions, just do it." So I went in, changed into this Imperial officer, who then got named Shekel, and of course I grabbed Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia and dragged her into the elevator, and then seconds later you see me as Boba Fett, so it's quite a strange piece. But in those days, the early films, everybody helped everybody else out. People played different parts. Quick, we need a shot here, would you mind? No, not at all, you just do it.
All right, I have some questions from the audience, so we'll get to most of these. We'll try to get to all of them. We apologize if we can't get to all of them, but we will try. This is from Connor Brown. Warwick, did you enjoy being an Ewok? And Jeremy, did you like the jetpack?
I did enjoy being an Ewok. It was very, very hot. That was one of the main problems with a very, very hot costume. And vision was also quite difficult because the eyes were made of perspex plastic, and immediately we put the heads on, they would mist up straight away. So when we were actually shooting with the head on, we were working from memory, from rehearsal, about the ground and that sort of thing. And after most shots, there were several Ewoks laying on the ground. And once you were down in one of those costumes, you really couldn't get up again.
Yes, with the jetpack, I think that was the worst part of the Boba Fett outfit. It was 30 pounds in weight. And sometimes you weren't ready for it, and you'd have a dresser who'd say, "Right, Jeremy, stand right up, I'm going to hook this jetpack into your harness." And I didn't hear what he said, and he hooked it, and suddenly you go back like this. Because it was off weight, and if you ever to lean over like this, you'd just go crashing to the floor. So it was never easy, but today you'd have something that was fiberglass and very light. But in those days it was pretty heavy.
So it was difficult for movability, but how about your head?
Well, I had a sort of a chin strap here which held the helmet, so you didn't get any of that thing as you turn your head, it just stays here. But again, same as Warwick, the vision there, after 5 minutes, it misted up and you couldn't see a thing.
All right, Warwick Davis is from Gina and Jeff of Connecticut. Which role did you find more challenging, Wicket or Willow?
I suppose Willow, really, for me, was more challenging because it was the first role that I'd had where I wasn't behind a mask. Very horrific for audiences, obviously, but... Yes, thank you, Jeremy. Can you switch the microphone off, please? So, again, it was also a big challenge for me as well, because, from being inside a mask, where all of your movements and your body language has to be quite exaggerated to get the expression across, once you take that away, you have to make everything much, much more subtle. And it was quite a challenging project for me, Willow, as well. I had to learn to horse ride, to handle babies properly, to look like I was a father, to sledge down mountains, to sword fight. I mean, it was a hugely challenging and physically demanding film, but also a lot of fun and great experience.
And a Ron Howard film. Did you know of Ron Howard before?
Yes, I did. I mean, knew Ron from Happy Days, of course, and he never changes, though, does he? I saw him a few months ago, and he still looks like he's from Happy Days now.
Okay, here we go. This is from Don from Connecticut. How long after Jedi did it take before you were asked to replay Wicket in the Ewok movies?
We did the Ewok movies. I think there was 1 year in between the release of Jedi and when we started the Ewok movie. I think George immediately realised the sort of popularity of the characters, and ABC Television were interested in making a movie, and we did 2 of those. And if you'll notice, when you watch those films, they redesigned my costume. for that. It wasn't the same costume, and I was able to move my mouth, you see. Because if you watch Jedi, all you'll see from me is my tongue. That's my actual tongue coming through between the teeth there, and they just inserted some dialogue. And then for the Ewok movies, they gave me a chin that moved, and I also had moving eyes as well. You'll see that Wicket's pupils can move, and we operated that by a system of a wrist mechanism with a cable. So when I wanted to look left, I would do that, and right, I would do that. But I got so used to doing this, so well versed and practiced in doing it, that without the costume on, I would walk around and do that when I wanted to look around. It became second nature, totally.
And after Return of the Jedi, with all those characteristics you just described, they came out with a toy.
Oh, that's right. I mean, all the toys, the Wicket W Warwick, they were called. I don't know what the middle W stands for, but I mean, I take it as a huge compliment that my name was included in the character name. But there's some wonderful things. People bring them to me to sign from time to time. I didn't realise there was Wicket shampoo. I saw the other day. Yeah, there was Wicket shampoo.
And Jeremy, for you, do you have a lot of Star Wars memorabilia?
Yes, funny enough, I do, people know about this, I do collect a lot of memorabilia, and people have always said, you know, about a career that you've had, it's the only masked part I ever played, and they say, well, what do you think you've achieved in life, Jeremy? I said, well, I don't want to work anymore, because now I am a Pez and I'm a Lego. And I feel I've actually cracked it now. I'm actually a Pez and a Lego.
Accomplish something then.
You know you've
All
made
right,
it.
Jeremy, what was it like knowing that although your screen time was next to nothing, you were credited, or you created the baddest dude in the galaxy next to Vader, of course. That's from Don from New York.
That's a nice question, Don, but I do think I was terribly lucky. I had a wonderful outfit to begin with. And like Warwick said earlier, he probably pinched it from me, he used to tilt his head one way and the other, and I used to do the same. And I modelled Boba Fett really on Clint Eastwood. Fistful of dollars, and he was a bounty hunter. He was very slow in movement, and he used to tilt his head to one side. The cigarette, not very healthy, but cigarette out of it. And I used to do little bits and pieces, because at times I would stand there all day, not saying anything, just next to Jabba the Hutt, and just tilt my head occasionally. When I knew the camera was on, I'd sort of move slightly. So I wonder if they're going to pick this up. So that's what you did, because there was not a lot more, but the costume spoke volumes for the character.
Well, it's kind of a nice segue for this next question from Elizabeth from Louisiana. Was that your actual voice when Boba Fett spoke?
No, the voice is done by an actor called Jason Wingreen, who's now 82 years old, and we've only just corresponded. I actually wrote him a letter, found out, and said, well, thank you for giving me a pretty husky voice.
Okay, let's see, Warwick, did you, oh, here we go, did you use your voice when you were Wicket?
No, I didn't. No, Wicket's voice was provided by an American Indian lady who I've never met, never wrote to, but of course a great deal of gratitude goes to her as well, because what a wonderful sound it was. And they actually created a proper Ewok language as well. There is a dictionary, not produced commercially, but for the filmmaking purposes. A dictionary of Ewokese, so sentences can be constructed. The word lurdo in Ewokese means idiot. So I can remember for some reason.
Well, why are you looking at me?
Well, Jeremy, this is going to be the last question from the audience. This is from Trevor from Texas. There he is. Are you planning on playing Boba Fett in any upcoming additions to the trilogy?
Well, not really. Boba Fett does appear in episode 2, I think everybody knows that, but will be much younger than me, probably 12 or 13, and even when I told someone in England, I said, well no, Boba Fett will be 12 or 13, they said, but if you put the mask on, you know, you could still play it. I said, no, he's 12 or 13. But it doesn't matter, you could still play it. I said, on my knees. So, no, he is involved in episode 2, but it won't be me.
Well, we certainly thank you for your contributions to the trilogy. And Warwick, I understand there's a big project that you are currently filming, and in fact, it's an extremely popular medium. The Harry Potter books is going to be made into a film.
That's right, yes. You're currently shooting it. I play Professor Flitwick and the Goblin Bank Teller as well, so look out for those.
All right, once again, thank you both for being here. Let's give a big round of applause. Thank you. We're not going away just Yeah, because we have a very special handprint ceremony we're going to do right here, right behind you. You can put your microphones down in your chair. This is a tradition that began over 70 years ago when Norma Talbot, accompanied by Mary Pickford and Douglas Fairbanks, they accidentally stepped in cement at the construction site of the original Chinese theater. That's how the handprint footprint ceremony came about. Each of you have a wooden stake. This one over here for you. Warwick, sign your name anywhere on the cement block, followed by today's date. Anywhere you want on the cement block, this is all you get. Just make sure you have room for the hand. However you want to do it. The English version is fine, 18.5. Okay, today's date. Zero one. You got it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Warwick and Jeremy. Let's get those hands ready. Hold them up. We're going to count to 3, and then on 3, you can place your hands in cement, and we will make history here at the Disney MGM Studios. Everyone count with me. 1, 2, 3, Jeremy Bulloch, on this 18th day of May 2001, we congratulate you and declare you official members of our Disney Family of Stars. That concludes our special conversation and handprint ceremony. Enjoy the rest of your time here at Star Wars Weekend.
That was a fun time. I've got some more archive videos from Star Wars Weekends to share with you soon, so just stay tuned. I hope you're staying safe, and remember, the Force will be with you, always.